That dubbing is really it's just a skill set, and I don't know what it is. You can either do it or you can't. Because I've had a lot of friends, a lot of really good actors I've tried to bring in when they needed characters, extra character roles in episodes, and I can't do it. And I don't know why, but it's just a thing. You can't develop it. You can't work on it and develop it as a skill. It is a craft. So it can be developed, but it takes a lot of concentration, as you can imagine. Yeah. And then you get, that's the other thing, you'll get one and you'll get it perfectly synced and get the line out and everything, and they'll say, yeah, but could you do it again and make him sadder this time? It's like, oh man. Yeah, but I don't know if I can sync it again. But that's the gig. That's the job. Bless you. Yeah.
That's a follow-up question. When did you discover you had this, skill set that you could do this so well?
With Tenchi. My first day on Tenchi, I don't even remember that first episode, but it's basically, I wake Ryoko up and she proceeds to chase me around, blowing stuff up, trying to blow me up, and I'm just like, so it was sort of, it was sort of learning on the job. I mean, it was kind of good in the sense that there weren't words. It was a lot of, so that wasn't necessarily, you had to sync exactly, you just had to get that exclamation out. But it was 8 hours solid of that. Just like, okay, now he's falling down the stairs. Now he's flown out a window. It was just like 8 hours of that. So watching time code and watching his lip flaps and the director going, okay, do it again, but I need more energy on that one, or do it again and just be really explosive. And it was on-the-job training. But fortunately, again, I just had this natural knack to it. What they usually do with each line, and they'll go line by line or word by word sometimes in your script, your time code script. It's just your lines in a time code. They'll beep you in. I don't know if you guys have ever know how this works at all, but so your line is coming up, you're watching the monitor, there's no sound, it's just you're watching the characters and the time code is running at the bottom and your time code is in your script, and they'll beep you in and you'll hear 3 beeps. You'll hear doot, 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 and then the imaginary 4th beep is when you're supposed to start the line, start talking, and it should sync up. Well, I could get to the point where they beat me into the first line and I could just keep going. I'd look down, get the time code for the next one, do the line. Look down, get the time code for the next one, do the line. And I'd run like that, and I could do, they clocked me once, I did 50 lines in half an hour. Wow. And so the producer just loves me. So I just found out I had that little knack, whatever that is, I don't know. But yes, question.
Could you show me that falling down the stairs again? How'd that go? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, random audience members.
Yeah. Other questions? Yes.
How important is it to be able to do different voices? Like your voice and the voice you do for Tenchi are very different sounding. How important is that?
Yeah, that's the other thing. You have to have a very facile voice, and I was one of those kids that was always messing around making noises and imitating people, and just I had no idea what I was doing at the time, but I was developing this instrument, I guess, just messing around. Because if you're a union, they can pay you 1 day's work for 3 different voices. If you got to come up with 4, then they got to pay you more, but they get 3 out of you for 1 day's union pay. So if they walk in and hand you a script and go, okay, Matt, you were this guy who's this crazy scientist, you're this guy over here who's this guard who's really rough and he's horrible and he's mean, and then you're this pipsqueak little clerk later in the script. You're these 3 guys, okay? All right, get in there, let's go. And so you have to come up with 3 distinct character voices, 3 distinct characters and their voices, and you're ready to go. And you got to be ready. So you have to have a lot of tools, a lot of voices, a lot of areas of your voice that you can pull from. Go, okay, this is the crazy scientist, and then that's a real main guard, and there's a little pipsqueak Clark, you know. So you just got to be able to do that and be ready and go. And they may give you adjustments. You may come up with something and go, okay, that's good, but could you make him a little softer, or could you make him a little harder, or whatever. And you have to be able to adjust, be able to take direction as well. So be able to adjust all those things too. Yes?
Did they give you time, like say for those three characters, were you given time in advance to...
They'll give you a little time, but not always. You like they'll give you character designs. They're called character designs. If it's original, they've come up with the character designs, and they'll, like if you're doing it that day, if you've just been hired for that day and you come in, they hand you the script that day, they'll give you here's what this guy looks like, here's what the mad scientist looks like. They'll give you the character design and the guard. So you have a few minutes to look at them and go, oh, okay, that helps a little. And it usually does help a little. Tenchi, they were already done, so we could see them ahead of time, because it was a series that was already been produced. But original stuff, they'll hand it to you right then and there, and give you a few minutes. Yeah, not a lot of time, 10 minutes maybe. But they figure, you know, you're a pro, you're ready to go, you know how to do this, so let's go, get in there. Yeah. So, but it's fun, and you're doing it, it's great fun. It's really fun. Yes?
So I guess my question is, when you're handed like the images, or you have a character, where do you pull from to get the voices from it? Is it when you're sitting there, looking at the character sheet or something? Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? I mean, does it come from memory or other people, or just?
I don't know. In the tortured recesses of my mind, I suppose. Best answer I can give. That's where the imagination part, the creativity part comes in. That's what they're paying you for, is to just be imaginative and be open and uncensored, and that's why acting, one of the reasons acting is so much fun. You get to be childlike, not childish, but childlike, in that sense of you just open anything. You'll try anything, you'll play with your voice, your body, whatever. That's what makes it a blast. Yeah, you have that freedom. It's great. It's very liberating. Very liberating. Yeah. Other questions? Yes.
Have you ever seen a role that you didn't do that you think you would like to take a crack at, and you say, oh, I'd really like to do that one?
Oh boy. Gosh. I can't think of anything right off. No, I wish I could. I mean, there's so much out there now. There's so much stuff. When we started, there wasn't as much, that late 80s, early 90s, when all of it really started to explode. I mean, Akira, I remember watching Akira for the first time, and thinking, wow, that's really cool. I tell you what, I was really, you get a bit jaded sometimes, and you do this a lot. But when we walked into the Miyazaki stuff, that was the only time where I'd be in the booth and be watching the monitor and the time code's going, and I'd just be watching. And the beeps would go by, and they'd go, Matt? Huh? What? Oh, God, I'm sorry. Because it was just, you've seen the Miyazaki stuff. It's just beautiful, isn't it? And it's just gorgeous, so well done. I would just get wrapped in it and just go, wow. So that was really fun that I got to work on those. I would have probably liked to do some of the leads in those, that they gave to the stars. Some of those roles were fun, but the stuff I got to do was good too. Other questions? Yes?
Have you ever had to do a character where you're just like, really? I have to play this guy?
On stage? There's been a few, once in a while you'll get, and who knows why. I mean, again, it's this mystery of where these voices come from, but you'll get a character and you just can't get it. I mean, I don't know if this is directly related to your question, I'm sort of obliquely, but once in a while it happens, you'll get somebody and you'll try a voice. They're like, no, that's not it. Oh, all right, well, how about over here? I'll do this. No, that's not it either. And then, after like the third try of something completely different, then you get a little nervous. You're like, well, I don't know what you want with this. And of course, they're worthless to help you as an actor. They don't know. They don't have an actor's vocabulary. They don't know how to talk to you. They don't know how to articulate those things that actors do, and where they draw on these things. So they'll just say, no, something else. You know, he's this. He's a scientist. And they'll say that to you. It's like, well, I know that. That doesn't help me. Well, you know, be a scientist. Well, I am. So once in a while, not very often, thank God, but once in a while you'll get one, and you're just like, I don't get it. I don't know what you want. I'm not getting this, and I know I'm failing you, but I don't know how to help. That doesn't happen often, thank goodness. But like I say, that's happened occasionally. You don't know why. But you do the best you can. You do the best you can. Yeah. Other questions?
On behalf of everyone, I'm really happy that you made it out here.
Thanks. One random request. Do a Tenchi voice impersonation. I want to hear something. Ryoko! Oh, you guys.
Would you care to have?
You know, I twist my arm. Yes. Wow. Too nice.
Oh yeah.
You've been waiting to crack this up for a very long time. A birthday present. And I was saving it for a special occasion.
Oh. Oh, this man is right. Oh, there you go. So, Japan? Hi.
Now you're ready for the rest of the day.
Yes.
Oh, you get it balanced.
Oh, that's nice.
That's amazing.
That's very smooth. Thank you, sir.